Hey there, welcome back to Organize with Lisa MCH. I am Lisa, and today I'm going to show you how to search your Google Drive like a pro. Most people go into Google Drive, they come up to the search bar, and they type in what they're looking for, and they get a big long list of results that they then have to scroll through or sort through or go back and modify their search somehow to try to narrow it down. Google Drive actually has built-in search filters for you to use, and they are so helpful. So I'm going to walk through how you can use these. So I am a former high school Spanish teacher, and let's say I'm looking for something about preterite versus imperfect. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. It's just a really common skill that we work on in Spanish. So I might search pret versus imp for preterite versus imperfect because I know that that's how I internally usually abbreviate it. And you'll see that here's all of my search results. And you can see it's pulling up some stuff that doesn't even have that pret versus imp in the file name. And that's because when Google searches for whatever term you put in, it searches not only the file names, but also the files themselves. So if I look at this one, for example, Diego plans, these are the unit plans for a unit that I used to teach about a story about a guy named Diego. And I'm guessing if I open this, somewhere in this document, the phrase pret versus imp is somewhere in here, which it probably is because I use this to review preterite versus imperfect. Yeah, so you can see right here it's got preterite versus imperfect. That's probably what it is picking up. But this is not what I'm looking for. So let's say I know that pret versus imp is actually in the file name. The first thing I can do is take it out of my search term, out of has these words, and put it into the item name. So now it says title. And if I search, Google is now only going to pull up things that have pret versus imp in the actual title. So now if you look at these, every single one of them says pret versus imp or preterite versus imperfect. And I bet if I click on this, yeah, I've got a couple things, preterite versus imperfect. So it is pulling only things that have pret versus imp in the title, which can be really helpful if you know your file names. Now, let's say, Lisa, my file naming conventions are not that great. That's a topic for another video. Let's just say you know it has the words pret versus imp. I'm going to go back and search. Now I've got this big long list again. But let's say I know I'm looking for the notes presentation. Let me narrow it down by type. I don't want a PDF. I don't want a Google Doc or a Word doc. I am looking for a PowerPoint presentation because I use PowerPoint. Sorry, not sorry. So if I go ahead and search presentations and has the words, oops, I've doubled this up. There we go, preterite versus imperfect. Let me hit search. Now look how much shorter this list is. And oh yeah, this I think is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for those review notes. Boom, I have found it. So that is one way you can narrow it down. If you know what type of file you're looking for, choose the file type. Now you'll notice this says presentations. It's got the Google Slides image, but these are all PowerPoint presentations. Google will pull not just slides, but they'll pull other kinds. Same thing with docs. It'll pull Word docs, but also Microsoft, or I think I said Word docs. It'll pull Google Docs, but also Microsoft Word docs as well, because again, I use Microsoft Word. Sorry, not sorry. If you're looking for a folder, let's say I just want to find folders about that because I'm looking for something more. Now I can find just my folders. So that's a couple of ways to narrow down. Item type, if you know it, is fantastic. All right, let's clear out, let's reset this. And I am going to search again, stick with preterite versus imperfect, I think. And let's say that I am going to look for a doc, try and find something not owned by me. Okay, so now I'm looking at a whole bunch of docs with preterite versus imperfect. But you can see some of these, the owner is not me. Some of these are things that must be shared with me or something like that. But let's say you know that you made it. I want things that are only owned by me. This is great if you are a teacher and you use like Google Classroom or Schoology, however you say that one. And when you search for an assignment name, you get your master copy, but all of your students' submissions. Well, if you narrow it down to owned by me, that should take care of that. So now you can see everything here is owned by me. On the flip side of that, let's say that you know your coworker has shared something with you and that they are the owner. You can search for not owned by me, or you can search a specific person and start typing in their name or email address and it will auto-populate for you. So now I apparently have a shared copy of all of this stuff from a different school that shared it with me. So narrowing it down by owner is the second way that you can do that. All right, let's go ahead. I'm going to search this again and get this big giant list. This, when you search, Google searches everything. It searches my drive. It also searches shared with me. Sometimes I don't want it to do that. So let's narrow down where it's looking. Under location, it defaults to anywhere. You can choose my drive. Let's see if that actually narrows it down. And that's going to eliminate it searching shared with me. Yeah, so now you can see how much shorter this is because it's not searching shared with me anymore. It is just looking for my drive and things that I own. The other thing I can do is, let's say you've got a really big file folder system, or you have a folder that is just full of a lot of things. You can search a specific folder. So let's just search Spanish 3 and see what comes up. Nothing comes up there. What if I take out, say, any type in Spanish 3? Still nothing. Okay, see, so I apparently have nothing in that one. So you can narrow down where it is searching. Let's do one other thing here. Let's try Spanish 2. Still nothing there. So I don't know where these are all located, but you can see you can narrow it down and search in just a certain area, and that can be really helpful as well. Now, let's say you actually know a lot more about what you are looking for. So you can narrow it down by the date modified. If you know you were working on this file like last week or something, you can say, okay, what have I modified in the last 30 days? Or what have I modified in the last 90 days? I don't think anything's going to come up. Oh, no. So here's everything that's been modified in the last 90 days. You can also make that custom. Again, if you are a teacher and you're like, okay, I know that I used this last school year. So let's say from August 2020 through, oops, not going to let me do that. May, let's just say May 31st. So like last school year. And again, I'm still searching predator versus imperfect. I don't think anything's going to come up. There we go. And I have a handful of things that show up. So again, search by date modified if you know when you were last working on it. So there you go. That is how you search Google Drive like a pro. Just to review, narrow it down by type. What type of file are you looking for? Specify an owner. Anyone? Just stuff you own, just stuff you don't own, or maybe something you know that your friend Susie shared with you and she's the owner, you just gotta find it. Narrow it down by location. You can also search just the trash. If you use stars and you star things that are really important, you can search that. Approvals, not gonna lie, I really have not worked. This is new and I haven't worked with that a whole lot, so I'll do that in another video. Search by date modified, narrow it down to the actual file name, or search the whole file. If anywhere in that file has the words you're searching for. You can also, these are new as well, shared to and follow up. I'm assuming shared to, if you know that you shared the file with your coworker or something, or your teammate, you can again type in their name or email address. It will auto-populate it and narrow down your search results. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, let me know. And if you're looking to declutter your files, be sure to grab my free decluttering guide down below in the description. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time for more organizing.